Alright guys, this is TLP Weasel 42 coming here to commentate the World of Tanks EuroLeague Semifinals. This match is UNL versus THOR. Co-commentator, as was here moments ago with the other semifinal match between Yaga and AIE, is TLP Mark Jackson. Say hello, Mark.
How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream.
Now, just give him a notice there that I've got everything set up and ready to go. All right, so I've got the teams up there. We've got UNL up at the top. They're going to be on the left to start round one. THOR on the right to start round one. As with the other semifinal match, this is going to be played Ghost Town for round one and swap sides for round two. Then we go into Resonai and play both sides of Resonai. Tiebreaker round, if need be, is back to Ghost Town. Now, a lot of you guys ask why do they go back to Ghost Town for a second time in the same match series? Well, that's because this entire EuroLeague event has been a 7-week long event. This is week 6. There's only one week left, and every single week has had Ghost Town as the tiebreaker for round 5. So you can't just change that just because Ghost Town is going to be played as the first map of the series, right? You got to keep if you've got a standard tiebreaker for round 5, you got to keep that. So that is why Ghost Town will be replayed here. Now I'm gonna go to the scoreboard, or go to the training room lobby, and let you see here. We've got most of the players here. Do a little background between these two teams. UNL is the only team here in the playoffs remaining out of the teams to lose a round in the group stage. They lost their game to Yaga in week 1. And since week 1, they have actually, it wasn't week 1. They had a bye for week 1. It was week 2. So it wasn't until week 3 that UNL actually won their first game, and they went. They've gone undefeated since then. They went 3-1 match wise in the group stage. 10 rounds. Here's an interesting thing. They won 10 rounds total. So they won, 3 rounds each from their wins. They lost to Yaga 3-1, but they went 10-3. Mm-hmm. The only team to beat them, period, in a round at all was Yaga in the group stage. They went 3-0 for their next 3 games, and then when they played their quarterfinal match in the playoffs, they won it 3-2. So they are when they're winning, they're winning. Big.
Well, they're starting to pit tanks, is it?
All right. THOR here. They went 12-2 in the group stage. They were undefeated as far as matches, as far as series went. They were 12-2. They won their first playoff match 3-1. So both these teams have had pretty good records so far in this EuroLeague. I really like picking up these events. I wish I could have picked up last week's quarterfinals, but semifinals are always great matches because you've got teams, all the teams that are left are hot, right? They've been winning. You can't be in the semifinals unless you're playing hot, playing strong, and these teams come out here and they always, they want to win and get to the finals. Nobody wants to drop at this point.
Yeah, you're right. They're not learning anything now. They're that they've used before, making moves.
think I might have had the training room chat there coming through, so I don't know what those guys were saying, but I think those guys were coming through my stream for a moment there. I adjusted that though quickly.
So, any predictions in Weasel? Do you fancy kind of a pot at this, a punt?
I've never seen THOR play, and although they have a better record so far than UNL, I've always thought UNL was a great team. They were the team that went to the finals against 7F in the Battle of the Clans season 3, and
Mm-hmm.
they looked really good in the Battle of the Clans. And based on what I saw in the Battle of the Clans, I would say that they're a very strong team. That you got to be a good team. I mean, 7F was the only team to beat them, and we all know that 7F, especially at the 761 stage, is best of the best. And it's hard to judge,
Yeah.
When 7F is the
It
only
is.
team to
It
beat
is.
said team. It's hard to gauge, how good you got to beat them. But to beat UNL, you got to be a really good team. And I don't know enough about THOR to say they're
Well,
that good or to say they're not that good. So it's not really a prediction I feel that I
well,
could make. I mean, looking at the
yeah.
numbers here from this World of Tank Euroleague season so far, I mean, just looking at the numbers, THOR is a great team. They're 15-3 right now for round
I agree.
numbers, and
I agree. I would. I'll be. I'll be a little bit firmer in my guess. I say that Thor have got it all to do. UNL are the fifth ranked team on WT Clans BR. Thor are 83, and records are records. But I think it's going to be a hard game for Thor personally.
stream should be back live here. Hopefully everyone's reset.
Yep, it's up. Seeing a black screen right now, but it says it's on. And they're away.
All right, so this is Battle of the Clans, or sorry, oh wow, this is World of Tanks Euroleague. I think I covered that whole event. It was a great event. This is World of Tanks Euroleague semifinals matchup. We've got UNL in the red, THOR in the blue. This is a best of 5, 761. UNL is coming out with Psycho Pooch as usual in the Bulldog, a T10, an STI, and a 5120, and 3 WZ11114s. You call out THOR for me in the blue there, Mark.
Sure will. So they got T54E1, double IS3s taking the T8 route, and three T10s and polishing off the WZ111.
THOR's moving south here
And
along the 8 line, coming into the city.
yep, the whole team and UNL moving towards the centre slowly. Bulldog running out to the right, to the left, sorry. Oh, as I see it. Little cagey setup from both sides, no real separation as yet.
THOR's keeping their tanks in a nice tight cluster. Similar to the way we saw Yaga play in their series. It's
Yep.
a very good tactic, very strong
Chance
tactic.
the whole team is going to get spotted all at once here by one tank. There we go. Gets his shot off, gets back for free. UNL now beginning to move towards that position. Bulldog staying out there on the side, looking for the flanking position.
Now, my mind there for a moment was thinking that Bulldog's going to take the cap up in the corner, but then I realized it's in counter mode. And yeah, there's no cap up there, so. We've got tanks engaging here.
Big push by THOR here. 5 tank push.
5 tank, that's all 6.
One. Ooh.
Down goes
Yep,
tanks
one tank down.
in the 5120. Black Raptor's found himself all, isolated behind that dune. He's got cover, but and cross shots, so he's looking pretty good. He could pose a very serious cross shot threat to THOR if UNL is able to keep the pressure on in the front. THOR gets behind the buildings and moves hard into
UNL beginning to chip them off now though from the distances that they're using them pretty well. They've got them in a big spread. They're all around them, so to say, almost surrounded.
Tanks being exchanged there. UNL's got the extra gun and a very large health point lead right here. It's really hard to see how this happens.
Amarak in there as well. Just slowly swept round them. Pretty impressive movement.
I mean, I was watching and wasn't paying attention to the actual health bars there, and from what I was seeing, I thought THOR was putting on a really good push there, and then I just happened to glance at the health and realized that they were way behind on the health. UNL doing an excellent job of getting multiple shooting lanes on that push that THOR made on those 3 tanks, because as you know, from what we were watching, THOR had the overmatch, but although they had the overmatch, the support fire from the other UNL teammates was key to securing that, or to squashing that push and securing the victory. UNL takes round 1.
I agree. No, you called it exactly right there. It was a very, very good push by THOR, but UNL compensated brilliantly.
Just gonna roll through those numbers real quick, put them up on the screen. Everyone dealing damage there. I mean, everyone played it wasn't anything individually that was dropped or carried. It was just great team play by both sides, and then but UNL just having the reaction to THOR's tactic very well.
Mm-hmm. It was a good push. Just as they pushed out, it was, as you said, they were into firing lanes, and they wanted their opposing tanks to be closer to them so they could roll over them, and they just weren't. They all had a firing spot from a distance and took advantage of it. Remember and switch around thing, Weasel.
I'm just switching that right now. I don't know why my recording's not working, but I did it again where the recording failed when I tried to stop it. But that's okay. deal with that another day. I am still using my old capture card, just for just FYI's, the one that is not working. I mean, clearly it works, but it's not. I've demonstrated this from my point of view what's going on
It's
here.
not. It's not right.
um, you guys see everything happening properly, but on my end, oh, I guess I could go back to the actual training room. I'm still staring at the after battle report. On my end, I've got pixels, red pixels, just splattered everywhere. The pass-through's not doesn't work properly on my capture card anymore. I've got a workaround method so I can still, I've gotten a little bit accustomed to it, but it's if I, I don't see it lasting too much longer. I did order. I gotta say I haven't said it yet on stream, and I'm so thankful to the community. There's you know from not just TLP. I mean, Mark Jackson, you here started the idea. You said, you put these. You came to me and you said you put these matches on for everybody, and you're sitting here in a point where you got to make sacrifices on your end in order to purchase another capture card, and it is my hobby, and I don't like putting my other people asking for money from people to support my hobby. But the simple fact is I'm putting these matches on for the entire community, and he said just put it out there that you need some help, and so I did, and it started with just TLP members, and then because I was covering Battle of the Clans, some of the Battle of the Clans participants and organizers got involved, and $85 was put towards the purchasing of the capture card so far, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that help that the community has been
Yep,
for
with
me.
more to come.
Um, I did order a capture card on Cyber Monday with the $85 that was put towards it, and the capture card that I had my eye on was on sale, $70 off. So combined, that was over $150 taken off of the price tag out of my pocket for the capture card, and which was over half the price. So I put the remainder of it on credit, um, and I got a month to pay that off. So um, it'll arrive on Wednesday, according to the shipping
Sweet.
tracking. So theoretically, this is the last time I'm ever using this old card.
Well, I'm most of the way through picking. Thor seem to be sticking with the very similar setup. Prefer the double eights. Object 430. How interesting. So, Thor looking for a W. UNL looking to build on their early lead. And they're off. round two.
All right, this is round two of the semifinals, World of Tanks Euroleague semifinals. THOR versus UNL. UNL took round one. We've swapped sides here. Now THOR's coming out in the red with T54E1, two IS3s, two T10s, an AMX 5120, and a WZ1114. So they've opted for the double eights instead of the single seven. Would you like to call out UNL for me here, Mark?
Yep. So again, the Bulldog with Seiko Pooch and Object 430 picked, along with three T10s as the main grunt of the squad, an STI and a WZ 111. Interesting, that object. Let's see what you can do with that. Anytime I see a tank like that, it tends to say the guy's an expert in it. Okay, Thor again sticking it all together, pushing up far and hard on the left hand side, and UNL taking their time. Thor have made it all the way around the backside.
Again, THOR is keeping all their tanks in one big cluster. It's a strong tactic.
I guess all they'll be looking to change, yeah. I guess all that really went wrong for them last time was just the distance when they met. I mean, if they can be all together when they meet, that's what they're trying to force.
Well, the thing about this kind of
on the
tactic
downside of
is when you're playing against a weaker team,
Yeah.
you're gonna crush them, and it's gonna be a quick match. And THOR's been rolling through these series this season really well. I'm sure that this tactic has been very, very strong for them. They just keep rolling, taking the overmatch, and you know, crushing the other team. But a team like UNL, they're a little bit better than the opponents they've probably faced so far. They're you can see here how they're spread out. They've got multiple shooting lanes. They're not just scattered; they're in position. And you see a shot from Tanks over there on the far left. He just put some damage into the T10. He puts another shot into the IS3. And as they push forward away from Tanks, they come into another shooting lane here from Landneck, Randy Duck, and it's not the same kind of push. You know, one tank, the lead tank just went down there already, so the rest of the team has to adjust. UNL just picking them up.
They're going to start getting surrounded again.
It's just not the same kind of team that they've played previously. You know, and if I was talking,
And now that they're in amongst that, they're not able to pick on a tank and kill it. They're not managing that focus fire that they're intending.
If I was to talk in terms of Wednesday night fights, it would be the difference of a gold team versus a silver team. And you know, as much as I love my poppers, we're one of those silver teams. We're working. And we're getting better every week. Every time we're out, we're getting better and better. But it's a huge difference between gold and silver.
It looks like UNL are slowly heading just for the pickup here, taking them out. T541 has just got reloaded and it's just too late to make a difference. The two guys tried to help him out while he was reloading. I feel for them, I really do.
UNL showing
I feel for Thor.
How good a team they are. That was an amazing setup. The way they positioned themselves to just trap that push. THOR pushed through with all their tanks. They looked like they were coming in strong, and UNL just said, "Come this way, come this way." They shot the tank in the back, forced him into the trap, and just crushed it. They went. They only lost one tank. The STI went down, but other than that, almost a flawless round victory there for UNL.
Yeah, and again, it's it's just difficult to deal with teams that set themselves up so well. I mean, if you're going to go with that type push, then you need to find it, and you need to focus fire and go. And again, they almost did it, but almost wasn't anywhere near close enough when it really came down to it.
All right.
I, I guess the thing that I would automatically be considering to do on Thor's side to compensate would be slow down. Speeding up hasn't worked. If you're going to do it that way, then get to where you're going and hold it.
Yeah, like the record shows and the rankings show that Thor is definitely a solid team. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's these two rounds against UNL. I feel bad because this is the first time I've streamed them, and I'm sure they're a much better a much better team than those two rounds might indicate. They're UNL is just such a good team that
Yeah. No, thought I've moved very, very well, and it's just the difference that we're talking about. Once they get in amongst it in that mix, trying to focus fire on targets that are keeping away from you and circling you, it's hard. Right, Razanai, remembering shift your round three.
round three. Thank you, Mark. That was the one thing I forgot to do. I was Just trying to take a look here at the stream feed. I'm not.
Yeah, it's up. It's fine for me.
I'm not sure if everyone was able to get the refresh your browser and make sure the stream comes back live memo. Um, I feel like I might have lost some viewers during that refresh between intermission stage there, because we were sitting with like 26, almost 30 viewers, I think, at one point for the first game, and I'm only pulling up 30 viewers for this one, so I feel really bad if we lost some viewers there. Um,
It is also tea time for a lot of people.
this is true. All right, they started picking tanks here. Now, I'd also like to apologize for a bit of miscommunication that happened yesterday. The Wednesday Night Fights team had organized a Euro-themed event for yesterday. Um, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the regular broadcast of Wednesday Night Fights is geared towards North American teams, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and on Mondays, 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. That's a little late for the Euro guys. They don't get on stream very often, so they set up a Saturday afternoon event uh, that was earlier in the day, so the Euro guys could get on it. Now the matches went great, and the matches went all perfect, but there was a little bit of miscommunication between the streamers on from the WNF staff, and apparently I was supposed to cover those matches, but I was not aware. I thought Hells was covering it, and they thought I was covering it, and I think the confusion came in was because when I was talking about the Euroleague that I'm streaming here now was what I thought, because I
Right. I
kept
was wondering.
saying I'm streaming the Euro
Gotcha.
thing on the weekend. I'm streaming the Euro thing on the weekend, and I think he thought I was talking about Saturday, but I was talking about Sunday. And so WNF Beast was able to host all the matches and whatnot, and I was trying to tune in to watch them and realize, and he's trying to get me to stream them, and I was like, dude, I can't stream them. I'm not at home, you know. Um, so I apologize for that, and I mean, but the point is that those matches did get played, they did get recorded, and we are gearing up to hopefully set up a Monday afternoon Euro stream as a regular broadcast. Um, but I don't want to give out too much. Just saying, we are thinking a little bit about the Euro side here from the Wednesday night fights.
Here we go, round 3. Raz and I'm going to find out how to say that.
UNL with a 2-0 lead here in the semifinals match against THOR. I'm going to call out THOR on the red side. They've got the Bulldog for their Tier 7, a 430, 2 E50s, Baby Bat Chat, and 2 Conquerors.
And over on the UNL side, we've got the 41 Bulldog again. We've got 2 E50s, double Baby Bat Chats, and a T10. Oh, 2 T10s. Nice setup. I like it. I like both team setups.
I know you and I are both very fond of Bat Chats and Baby Bat Chats. Love to see the mobility played out. UNL taking a real wide approach. We didn't see this from Yaga or AIE in the first series, but they're going.
And THOR taking what I would say is a pretty solid setup inside the castle walls. That's the kind of setup that I think should be good mid-match. Still, the Conquerors are back unseen, getting plenty of time to set up. So yeah, I like THOR's initial setup. I really do. That said, don't dislike what UNL are doing. Covering the cap, but just sitting around about it.
They're not touching
Protected.
it though. Once they...
Nope. Bulldog's keeping quiet in the background. A little bit surprising. I thought he'd be bobbing.
I think you can hear my son in the background.
So he's all good. My kid's still floating around.
Happy boy. One of the things I love about World of Tanks is, in general, there's a lot of family men playing this game, family gamers. So. UNL put one of those tanks.
UNL trying to tempt him out. See, they're going to fall for it. Plenty of time in that cap.
He's in a position there where they're not going to hit him for a reset either.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting map. So yeah, I look forward to playing this. I never have on a comp setup.
That position there. If the other team is set up in the castle the way THOR is, this position here has got to be noted.
Yeah, you force them out, don't you?
This whole back side of the cap, really. It's behind that hill. I mean, Homer's right on him, and he still doesn't even have it protected.
He's been brave, but he's causing shots though, and can't. Other side, yeah. that out. Very both teams taking their time.
Homer's been, he hasn't been able to see Emville, but he was able to cancel out the cap pressure because once a member of each team is on the cap, it's nullified. Homer getting punished.
On the
though.
downside for him now is, yeah, he takes a shot, which he's probably going to. They lose their eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hard time going back in there.
Oh, he's carried back. Yeah, he's carried back in nicely. That was a credit to him because he chose not to. Oh, he got it. He did get it in the end. Well,
Homer goes down there.
I think he made a good move. I think it was the right choice. Yeah, but now they've lost their eyeballs, which means they're probably going to be forced out of that arguably commanding position on the high
I
ground.
don't even know if
I would
UNL's
assume
gonna.
UNL touch the back of that cap.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna though.
I'd assume they'd touch it. Yeah, I'd be tempted rather than just touch it with two of the tanks at the back and start to force them out. Plenty of time, of course, on the cap. But
I think
it's Thor that needs to think now because they're one tank down.
there it is. There's the cap pressure.
There we go. Touch of the cap.
I think they waited on that. I think they were patiently just kind of waiting on the cap pressure to re-put the cap pressure on to see how Thor reacted after their first tank went down.
It's also worth noting for being in counter, that's a short cap, one tank on it, so it's a 2-minute timer. That's the short ones.
It's only a minute and a half, Mark.
No, he's been on it for a little while, the bud. If you stick 3 on that right from the off, it'll be 45 seconds. So, yeah, I think it's a 2-minute timer from 0.
This is the one thing I'll note as a streamer here. It's a really hard match, really hard map to get a good view of what's happening. There's so many trees, so many hills, the big castle in the way. I'm having a hard time finding the proper camera angle, if you will.
That object's got himself all the way down there, effectively to replace the light tank set of eyes, but how much cover are the other guys able to afford him?
So he is nullifying the cap pressure, but it looks like UNL's just going to do this one by one, forcing them to position themselves on the cap and then rotating to take that tank out. See shots coming in on object 432 from.
So Psycho Pooch and Raid Behated are moving over slowly but surely for the long flank, but I think their target is the object 430, to be honest, as you already said. I don't think they're worried about the castle. I think they're just trying to get shots on the 430.
Now this tactic could be, I'll just note this, that in this season, I believe, according to the way I read the rules, that if a round goes to a draw, they just move to the next round. They don't replay the round.
That's what I thought it was as well.
In most events, what happens is they replay the round until someone is victorious on that round. But in this series, or in this event, the Euroleague, they just move to the next one. If they get to the round 5, quote-unquote round 5, Ghost Town, that would essentially be the tiebreaker. They play Ghost Town until someone has 3 round wins.
I like that setup. I agree with it. It stops Super Turtle.
So you could have a draw in the first 4 matches, go to Ghost Town 0-0, and you'll have to play Ghost Town until someone gets 3 victories on Ghost Town.
Is it that way, or is it just the one? Because there's 2 ways of finishing that off.
Well, I'll have to.
But if you play it saying it must be 3 victories, then what you just said would be correct. If it's just best of 5, full stop.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 victories.
You could do it in 1.
First to 3 victories.
Yep, fair enough. Right.
Yeah, I just double checked that ruling.
Yeah.
It's there is no possibility of a draw. In case of a draw of a single battle, just continue with the next spawn on the map.
Great shot. That may have made a difference there. Thor just lost 2 tanks in pretty quick succession. Still enough time for the outright win. You'd assume, yes, UNL are now beginning to push in hard on all sides. Thor are doing the right thing and pushing out where they see they think they've got an advantage.
At this point, there is no escape for Thor. They can't even take the draw.
No. No. And that's going to be it. It's only a case of them catching up. 4 full health tanks.
The Object 430 is going to get trapped, and the Bat Chat on a reload has no health remaining. He has no prayer of getting anywhere.
He must have damage as well. I'm not going to jump in and look at, but he's moving so slowly. He's a one shot anyway, and he's not going to make his reload before the shot hits him right in the face.
There. The draw rule became a moot point.
3-0 to UNL. Congratulations to them. Extremely well played, but credit to Thor. They played that last round especially very, very well.
UNL showing so much patience in that round there, just tempting them with the base cap pressure. Come get me. Taking that one, first taking out the Bulldog, and then doing it again and forcing that Object 430 to put himself in an undesirable position. As soon as UNL got the overmatch by 2 tanks, you saw the pressure come back on the other way, and he took the rest of that round quite quickly. So UNL goes on to the finals. They will play Yaga next week, who defeated AIE
them
3-1, correct? It was
yes.
3-1. Now, interesting thing about this matchup that we have for next week's final is the only team to beat UNL so far in World of Tanks Euroleague is Yaga.
So yeah, big final setup.
So UNL looking for the grudge match to reclaim the Yaga versus UNL series, but that rematch is taking place as the final of World of Tanks Euroleague. So everything's on the table next week for that matchup.
Very much so, yeah.
With that, I don't think any of the admins want to join the stream, so I'm just going to end the stream at that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do my best to get these matches over to my YouTube channel. There's my links up there on the screen. Twitch.tv/TLPWeasel42 is the channel right here that you're watching live on. YouTube.com/C/TLPWeasel42 is my YouTube channel that you're watching the replay on. Give me a follow on both those channels. If you've got your free subscription to Amazon Prime, or to Twitch Prime through Amazon Prime, hit that subscribe button. Twitch.tv/Wednesday Night Fights is the channel for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday events and for all the special tournaments that we host as Wednesday Night Fights. Hit follow on that page as well. I don't have a link for their YouTube channel, but they do have a YouTube channel as well. Everything's broadcast live on both Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer for Wednesday Night Fights. With that, it's been a great series to stream, and we'll catch you next week, guys.